All right, good morning, room 32. I'm going to go over today's lesson in math with you just to give you a little extra help. So we have three different multiplication problems here. The first one is 30 times 6. The second one is 15 times 8. And the third one is 18 times 9. Now I want to think about how to solve each one of these problems. One of the ways I would go about it is I could remember that I know the basic fact of 3 times 6. All right, so I know 3 times 6 equals to 18, correct? Now, if I think about this 0 right here, and I think about adding it to the answer, then by putting it over here as well, 30 times 6 is equal to 180. All right? So the 0 stays the same, and then we multiply our basic fact to get the answer. Now, with 15 times 8, I can also use the double one number and half the other. You might remember that strategy we learned in class before. So if I double 15, I get 30, and half of 8 is 4. Now I can again go with my basic fact, right? What is my basic fact? 3 times 4, which is equal to 12, correct? Now, I can do the same thing I did on this problem here, and I can go add a 0 there and add a 0 there, and I get 120. All right. Now I can remember with 18 times 9, I remember that if I multiply my tens facts, I can get the same number, take away what I am multiplying the nines fact by. So let's look at that. If I said 18 times 10, that would equal to 180, correct? All right. Now, if I take away one group of 18 away, so that would take it down to 162, right? How did I do that again? I went 180 minus 18 equals 2, so I'm going to go ahead and regroup, okay? And put 2 down there, 6 there, and 1 there. Alright? So those are some strategies we can use to solve larger multiplication equations that we may not be familiar with. Okay? So when I look here, I have a array, correct? And it has how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 rows. And how many in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 in each row. Now, if I would like to break this problem into an easier problem, can I divide it and do partial products? You bet I can. If I divide it right here, and I now have 10, and I still have 7, but this time I have 2 up here. 2 partial products. 7 times 10 equals 70, and 7 times 2 equals 14. I can add those 2 products together to get my final product of 84. All right? Now, we did something kind of like this a couple lessons ago, and you can make that connection from that previous lesson. All right? And here just shows you the same concept by color coding each chunk of those. Remember, this is still 7 over here on this side. All right? And then this just shows you that breakdown that we just did in the 2 partial products. All right? Let's see if we can do the same thing with this one. Again, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side. and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 in each row, right? 5 rows of 14. Okay? Now, look at how we can break that down. We can say, I can make into 2 equations of 5 times 10 and 5 times 4. Alright? Because remember, there's still 5 on this number of rows, correct? Alright, so 5 times 10 equals to 50, and 5 times 4 equals to 20. So I add up my 2 partial products, and I end up with my final product of 70. Alright? Okay, so that gives you a little insight on how you can solve today's problems. Now, if we go into our lesson, these are your work pages, correct? Okay, you can see that you're going to have similar like problems, okay? Make sure that when you get to this second page, and I'll go ahead and move over to there, and let me go ahead and increase this a little bit, that you divide it into 2 partial parts of the entire rectangle array. And that way you can make it easier. You can write your partial products right here, okay? Let me get my pen mode again. Write your partial products right here, okay? And then your other partial product, okay? Sorry about that, I got an extra little line there. Oops, I meant to get my eraser. Let's try this again. Okay, and then add those partial products together to get your final sum, your final product. All right, thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful.